Hi again. I'm recording a sonnet a day inspired by Patrick Stewart's reading of a Shakespearean sonnet each day. I'll be reading a gospel sonnet by Ralph Erskine. We're now in Part 2, Chapter 2, Section 5. The true believer's humility, dependence, zeal, growth, admiration of free grace, and knowledge of Christ's voice. I hope you enjoy. Perhaps a saint might sigh and say, I fear I'm yet to learn these marks of marriage love. Yet stay, thy husband's bowels yearn. Though darkness may thy light obscure, and storms surmount thy calms, day yield to night, and thou be poor, thy husband yet has alms. Dost see thyself an empty brat, a poor and worthy thing, with heart upon the dust laid flat? Thy husband there does reign. Art in thine own esteem a beast, and dost thyself abhor? The more thou hast of self-distaste, thy husband loves thee more. Can hell breed no such wicked elf as thou in thine own sight? Thou hast got to see thy filthy self, thy husband's purest light. Canst find no name so black, so vile, with which thou wouldst compare, but callest thyself a lump of hell? Thy husband calls thee fair. When his kind visits make thee see he's precious, thou art vile, then mark the hand of God with thee, thy husband gives a smile. He knows what visits suit thy state, and, though most rare they be, it sets thee well on him to wait, thy husband waits on thee. Dost see thou art both poor and weak, and he both full and strong? O don't his kind delays mistake, thy husband comes ere long. Thou during Sinai's stormy days, thou dreadest the dismal blast, and fearest thou art a castaway, thy husband comes at last. The glorious sun will rise apace, and spread his healing wings, in sparkling pomp of sovereign grace, thy husband gladness brings. Canst thou, whatever should come of thee, yet wish his Zion well, and joy in her prosperity? Thy husband loves thy zeal. Dost thou admire his love to some, though thou shouldst never share? Mercy to thee will also come, thy husband hath to spare. Poor soul, dost grieve for want of grace, and weep for want of love? And Jesus seekest? O hopeful case, thy husband lives above. Regretting much thy falling short, dost after more aspire? There's hope in Israel for thy sort, thy husband's thy desire. Art thou well pleased that sovereign grace through Christ exalted be? This frame denotes no hopeless case, thy husband's pleased with thee. Couldst love to be the footstool low, on which his throne might rise, its pompous grace around to show? Thy husband does thee prize. If but a glance of his fair face can cheer thee more than wine, thou in his loving heart hast place, thy husband's place in thine. Dost make his blood thy daily bath, his word and oath thy stay, his law of love thy lightsome path? Thy husband is thy way. All things within earth's spacious womb dost count but loss and dung, for one sweet word in season from thy husband's learned tongue. Skill to discern and know his voice, from words of wit and art, will clearly prove thou art his choice, thy husband thine in heart. The pompous words that fops admire may vagrant fancy feast, but with seraphic harmless fire thy husband's burn the breast. Thanks for listening. Lord willing, I will see you next time. Have a great night.